In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the so-called products. A product is a single file that users can install by clicking Install Product button. MSoundFactory will then extract all the instruments, presets, and samples from the product and place them into their proper locations so that the user can use them. A product can also be locked using a serial key if you want it to be commercial, and individual instruments in it can be locked as well, allowing the users to trial them. So let's get started. I have a sampled piano here called Piano in 162 Samples, a nice free student project, which I imported from SFZ using MSoundFactory sampler module. Let me play a few notes. I chose a sampled instrument because it's big and there are certain aspects that need to be addressed, in particular, the location of samples. There is the so-called global sample path. When a product is installed, this is where the samples are installed to. And it's also the location where I need to put my samples to. This path can be specified from Settings, Panel Sampler. I have it set to C drive /samples, and I've put the imported piano samples to this location. And that's why when I open the sampler and select any region, the sample path doesn't really show the full path, just the part inside the sample folder. The first thing I need to do now is to compile the samples into the so-called sample banks. A sample bank is a big file containing lots of samples in a highly compressed and efficient way, so they can be quickly loaded with the capability of preloading, meaning that initially the sampler only loads a short section of each sample, by default 2 seconds, and then extracts the rest of each of them when necessary. This makes loading instruments and projects much faster and optimizes memory requirements. So in all samplers, I click Regions menu and select Compile and Assign Sample Bank. As an output, I'm going to select C drive /samples /Superman Audio /Awesome Piano and file name samples. This way, I made sure the resulting file will be in the global sample path, and by using Superman Audio as company, I'm going to ensure my sample banks won't collide with other creators of sample content, assuming there's no other company with the same name, of course. The product name Awesome Piano also ensures my own products won't collide with each other. By the way, in my case, there's only one sampler, so I did this just once. But if there would be multiple samplers, I would do the same thing for all of them and always specify the same sample bank, so all of the samples I'm using would be placed inside it. Now I'm going to save my new piano as a preset. Remember, versioning. It is different since all samples are now redirected to that sample bank, which I can verify by clicking on any of the regions. Next, reload it, so I can check it sounds the same, just in case. Also notice how quickly it loads now, compared to the previous case when loading normal sample files. Let's assume this will be a commercial instrument I'm going to sell on my website, supermanaudio.com. I want to make sure that people won't be able to access the samples from my sample bank and steal them from me. So now that all of my samples are inside it, I'm going to click Regions menu again and select Lock Sample Bank. From that moment, if I would select that sample bank in a new instance of Sampler module, I wouldn't be able to choose its samples, making it quite useless. While this instrument isn't really fulfilling all the recommendations we learned in the video about creating devices, I'm going to proceed anyways and export this device. I set the categories, write some information, and place the instrument to folder Keyboards, Piano, and name it Awesome Piano. Since I'm demonstrating how to make a commercial instrument, I'm also making it non-editable so that users won't be able to get to the edit screen and see how the piano is implemented. There's one more parameter we didn't mention here yet, the password. If I specify the password, the instrument will become commercial, and when I load it, it will work as a trial, and after 15 days, it will stop working completely until a serial key is entered. So let's do that. Click the Generate button to create some strong password, copy it to the clipboard, and save the instrument. Now I store the password in some private text file so I won't lose it. Let me create a few serial keys by clicking Designer menu and selecting Create Serial Keys. Paste the password, select how many serials I want, and a text file to save them to. Done. Let's open the device now. There's a big button on top telling me that this is a trial, so I open the file with the serial keys I just created. It's just a text file, so any file editor will do. I'm going to copy the first one, click the Activate button in my new device, paste the serial there and click OK. Everything seems fine. Reload the instrument, and the button is gone. The device has been activated. So all I need to do is to send one serial to every customer who purchases my instrument. A few necessary final touches. Add a banner for my instrument and create a few device presets, just the way we learned in the previous video. Now let's make the product. Click Designer menu once more and select Create Product. It lets me include global presets, devices, and samples in the product. For each, there is a folder and keywords to include and exclude. These are used to identify what exactly you want to include with your product. I'm not really using any global presets, so the first presets panel can stay disabled. When it comes to devices, I'm going to enter a keyword to include Awesome Piano. So every device with that in name or path will be included. If there would be multiple devices, I'd probably export them into a special folder and select that folder instead. To specify the samples, I'm going to select the folder I've put my sample bank into. The device is already commercial, so I shouldn't enter a password here, but for the sake of demonstration, let's do it anyways. And let's use the same password, so I can also use the same serial keys. Click OK and let the plugin create the product file. Now let's pretend I'm a customer. I'm going to delete the actual sample bank, including its folder, and I'll delete the device and its presets and banner as well, just for demonstration. Let's say I downloaded this product from a website. I open MSoundFactory, click Install Product, and select the product. Since I specified the password when creating the product, it asks me for the serial key. So I use the same one I used last time. Good. Installing. Let's see what we have now. The instrument is available now and I can successfully load it. I've already activated it before, so I'm good to go and use this great instrument. In practice, you'll probably use the password only when exporting devices, just to allow people to trial your instrument. If there would be several instruments as a part of a single product, use the same password for all of them, and the plugin will unlock them all at the same time, when the user specifies a serial key. If you won't specify any passwords anywhere, the product and everything it contains will be free for the users to use. That's all. Now you can create your own instruments and compile them into products to send to your customers, whether for free or not. Thanks for watching.